All right, so Saturday night, Israel Adesanya failed to become champion of the world. There is absolutely no shame there. He went out there and he looked great. He looked good. He had moments of brilliance, certainly in round 3, when he was piecing Dricus Du Plessis up on the feet, ripping to the body, beautiful shots, delivered with perfect technique. But ultimately, he lost the fight. And we got to ask the question, is Izzy done? Is his championship days over? Because the answer to that one is more than likely. Probably. It's a tough reality. Fight sports is a bitch. They don't care. Israel Adesanya had moments of brilliance. He looked really good. He looked to be in great shape. He had a bit more muscle on him. He took this fight seriously. He went out there and he got beat. And the last one, he got beat against Sean Strickland. And 2 fights before that, he lost to Alex Pereira. Now, granted, he came back and he got revenge against Alex Pereira. And Pereira's moved up to 205 and he's the man of the moment right now, knocking everybody out. So there's no shame in that. Sure. But when you look at the history, when you look at the track record, Israel Adesanya now has lost 3 out of his last 4 fights. That is a far cry from the championship run that he went on, where he was stopping everybody, defending the belt in 12 consecutive title fights. That's an insane amount of pressure, stress on the body, physically and mentally. It's a big burden to carry. 5-round training camps, one after the other. And of course, that comes with massive paydays. The man's a multi-millionaire, smashed it out of the park, did what he set out to do, okay? But is the career coming to a close for Israel Adesanya? I said before, yeah, probably. Because you only have one peak, right? You don't have 2. That's why it's called the peak. And when you look throughout combat sports history, it's what always happens. I mean, back in the day, Chuck Liddell was the man. The Iceman. He was starching everybody, putting everyone to sleep. But then towards the end, he was getting knocked out silly. Dana White had to step in and say, that was it, no more. BJ Penn, look at that. A 2-weight division champion, a man that was definitely one of the pound-for-pound greatest. He's one of the greatest of all time. BJ Penn was struggling so hard at the end. He couldn't get a win to save his life, okay? And it was really, really sad to see. And this is what we always see. Anderson Silva, the Spider, the greatest middleweight the sport's ever seen, the best striker the sport of mixed martial arts has ever had, went on a long losing streak towards the end and then really embarrassed himself by getting beat off Jake Paul. But guess what? You can't keep doing it forever. Father Time is undefeated. And yes, that is a cliche and you're probably sick of hearing it. But guess what? You get old. I did a live stream on Saturday. Some cheeky bastards are like, oh, wow, Bisping looks old. Yeah, I'm 45. Do you know what I mean? Surprise. I signed with the UFC in 2005. That was 20 years ago, okay? We're all getting older. Some of the legendary champs, they just can't do it anymore. Look at Jose Aldo, the king of Rio. He was untouchable in his prime. But when he was out of the prime, when he'd lost a little bit, when the body starts to fail, but of course, then this starts to fail, and this starts to fail once you start racking up the losses, then the confidence goes, then you start to question yourself, man, have I still got it anymore? Am I still that same person you think you are? Your coaches say you are. You're performing well in the gym. You're looking like a world beater. You're looking like a killer. You look like the old version of yourself. But then you step in there and get someone that's younger, someone that doesn't have the script, someone that isn't there to big you up in training camp and fill you with confidence. No, they're there to beat the shit out of you. They didn't get the script. They aren't playing to your tune. And then they go out there and they finish you once again. Even in my fight career, towards the end, I'd never lost 2 fights in a row. I ended my career on 2 losses in a row. I had one eye, though, so I kind of got an excuse. But it's true. It's true, all jokes aside. Legendary fighters, what goes up must come down. That is why it was such a genius move for Khabib Nurmagomedov to retire at 29-0. He's the only person to do that, to climb the mountain, get to the top, defend the belt a few times, have a few big money fights, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, just engage it and then say, that's it, I'm done. I achieved what I set out to do. I made some money. I made some history. I retired undefeated, and I will forever go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. That's genius, but a lot of people don't do that. because the allure of the fight game, because of the paydays, because of the attention, because of the fame, the money, and the feeling of victory. It is so addictive. That's why fighters can't walk away. That is why Tony Ferguson, who is now on an 8-fight losing streak, still wants to compete, still is searching for that feeling of victory. He will never be the champion of the world again, and he's the last one to know. Now, Israel Adesanya was competitive. He was, and he looked really good. But when you look at it now, 3 out of the last 4, that is alarming. Now, Izzy's still got something left to give the fight world. Simple as that. He's only 35 years old. There's still miles left on the clock. There's still gas in the tank. And I do believe there's fun fights for him to have out there. I think maybe go up to 205, fight Jiri Prochazka. Of course, there's the winner of Khamzat versus Robert Whittaker. But I also believe, and he's not going to like it when I say this, and I've been a big admirer of Izzy and the entertainment that he's provided over the years, but those championship days, they're probably done. They are behind him. What's going to happen with the division? We don't know. Maybe Dricus goes on this crazy run. Maybe he fights Alex Pereira, takes Khamzat out. We don't know. But I tell you what, I would put money on it that we're not going to see Israel Adesanya for too much longer. He thought about retirement for a second. We saw him take the gloves off. Now we know, well, I know, when you got those gloves on, when you've just competed for that long, your hands are boiling. They are on fire. They're wrapped up with wraps and bandages and tape. Then you put the gloves on, then you're wrestling and you're punching. Your hands are tight. They're hot. They feel like you've got your hands in an oven. You just want to get the gloves off and you want to get the wraps off just so you can free up the hands. But it looked like he was retiring. Of course, he did the whole Wolf of Wall Street bit. I ain't leaving. I ain't f***ing leaving.
And I know all you want to see me lose. You want to see me down, but watch this. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
And that was good. That was cool. It was better than frozen like Elsa. That's for damn sure. But 3 out of the last 4. Okay, against Jared Cannonier, decision. Whittaker, decision. Vettori, decision. It's a long time since 2020. 4 years where he put on a performance like he did against Paulo Costa. Yoel Romero, tremendous victory. Robert Whittaker when he knocked him out. The war that he had with Kelvin Gastelum. That was all the way back in 2019. So, is Israel Adesanya done with championship fights? More than likely. More than likely. Has he given the sport of MMA a lot to celebrate? Of course he has. He smashed it out the park. And other than Anderson Silva, he will go down as the greatest middleweight to ever compete in the UFC so far. But records are made to be broken, right? And we might see someone else emerge one day. But if he's never the champion again, there's no shame in that. Congratulations, Izzy. What you've achieved in this sport is phenomenal. What you've done in combat sports is incredible. You have inspired so many people. You've given the sport so much entertainment, from the walkouts to the performances to the post-fight celebrations, okay? You did it. You knocked it out the park. You came, you saw, you kicked some ass. But probably soon it's going to be time to retire. And we see that all the time. Your favorite fighters aren't competing anymore. Conor McGregor is no longer a double champ, right? What are some of your favorite champions? I mean, Chuck Liddell, we spoke about him. Randy the Natural Couture, Quinton Rampage Jackson, BJ Penn, all these big, huge stars of yesteryear. They're no longer competing. And this is just the reality. People, fighters get older, and then it's time to hang them up. But for now, Izzy, whatever you do next, all the best, good luck. What do you think of what I just said? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Take care.